Right here is called Death Flees Men with No Honor from the work Dirivia Rolius by Robert Smith III. Narrator speaks. Let me tell you a story, and you're going to have to keep up. You're going to have to hang in there. Do your best to keep up. He was a simple man that did something highly dishonest, but he was part of God's plan, even though he did something very dishonest. It was for a point to be made, something to become the measuring tool, to teach people to have a mind of wisdom and not have the mind of a fool. Peter speaks. Hey Judas, you seem to be down in the dumps. You look as though you are not the same, like the nutty professor, the clumps. You haven't said a word all day to me and the other disciples. Are you looking for a way out? I cannot tell you that I might know. All I know is this. Do the works you did when you joined us. Judas speaks. Wisdom is for fools. I joined for the power. I joined for the fame. I joined to see money every hour. Jesus is my ticket to freedom. He will give me what I desire. I only look to save myself. The church is not what I desire. Narrator speaks. At that moment, did Judas depart. He went to find Caiaphas the high priest, looking to play his role or part in the destruction, if you will, painted in Caiaphas's mind. God's church was to be destroyed from what was to transpire from the meeting of Judas and Caiaphas at that time. Believe this, there was a storm there brewing, but it was not destruction of the church. It was the destruction of all the plans of the devil now ensuing. Peter speaks. I see you are back. Come and join us for dinner. You do seem very cold today, like in the middle of winter. Jesus speaks. One of you here will betray me on this very night. It is the one who dips the bread in this cup on this very night. Whatever you are to do, Judas, see to it that you do it quickly. I am prepared for what happens next, for it is part of the plan of he who sent me. Judas speaks, I must go to prepare for myself a way out. Understand, Jesus. Understand what this is about. Narrator speaks, later Jesus and the disciples departed to the Garden of Gethsemane. Meanwhile, Judas explained to Caiaphas and his men that he would give a kiss to the man they were to seize. There in the garden, Jesus did pray for strength, for the punishment he was to suffer to prepare him for death's drink. There Judas arrived with Caiaphas and all of Caiaphas's men. Judas gave Jesus a kiss. How would who would imagine Caiaphas? All had imagined they imagined that. So it's okay. And imagine, I would imagine, that's what it's supposed to say. I would imagine Caiaphas had a grin. They took Jesus that night, and all of the other disciples still cared. The only room left for Judas was a room of despair. Death flees men with no honor each and every time. When we betray Jesus, stating, take his life, not mine, the moral of the story is that the other disciples did eventually reach heaven's seat. As for Judas and Caiaphas, the high priest, they are probably roasting marshmallows in hell as I speak. In hell, death flees you, for you die over and over again. Whereas in heaven, after death, your new life shall begin. See how death flees men with no honor, according to how the story is told. The moral is very important, for it means your life is more precious than gold. That's deep. All right, so that story right there is called Death Flees Men with No Honor from the work Dirivia Rolius by Robert Smith III.